an immigrant, just like you are. Only Native Americans aren't immigrants. My great-grandparents came from Germany. Yours came from Mexico, Venezuela, or Spain. This is what America is. And we need to be honest and careful on how we do this. But America has always been a nation of legal immigration. Let me say it again. We're a nation of laws, not of dictators, not of parties, not of emotions of the moment. We need to do 4 or 5 things. 1, we need to seal the borders. Don't buy any garbage from these candidates who are bought and sold. Some say, oh, we can't seal the border. Yes, we can. We can do it. I mean, 3 years ago, 2.7 million estimated came over illegally. Now, because times are tough, it's about half that. We need to seal the border. Number 2, we need a new green card system. We will have people come to work in this country for jobs that Americans either can't do or won't do. But we're a nation with 15 million unemployed. They come first. Now hear me. They come first in a nation of laws. And we're going to grow jobs under my leadership. I'm a jobs guy. In Louisiana, we took the unemployment rate from 12% to less than half of that. And you hear me? In 4 years, from 12% to 11 to 10 to 9 to 8 to 7 to 6. It can be done, but you have to put America first, not illegal immigrants. So seal the border, a new green card system that's tough, that when a job is available, will call from those who are ready to work. America first. Number 3, we will begin to send back to their original country those who come here illegally. Now, there will be exceptions to that. There will be people here illegally, but who've been here a number of years, have paid their taxes, have minded the law, have raised their families. A member of their family has gone to do military service, and I'm willing to give them special consideration. But the vast majority of the illegals need to go home with an agreement with their country that they can get in line again and come to America. But if they've committed a crime here, they will never be allowed back in this country. Finally, we need to praise the people who've come legally. Now listen with me on this and join me if you would. We need to thank the Cubans and the Mexicans who have come to America and become citizens, paid their dues, honored their new country. The biggest shame of illegal immigration is where some states have become so desperate that they stop a citizen on the street because they look like they're from Mexico and question them. We need to change that. I'm for immigration. I'm for college students coming to America. We have the best in the world and have the brightest day to build new companies, to create jobs for America, not take it away from them. But we need to be legal, seal the border, new green card, and send those back who are here illegally. We can do this. But you know what we need? Not one party doing it. We need both parties to stand behind the president who has the courage to do it comprehensively. Comprehensively. We will get legal immigration.
Sir, I have one quick thought myself before we move on. Why do you think the politics between the right and the left seems so divided on compressed natural gas? Obviously, oil companies want us to keep using gasoline. Electric cars and hybrid cars have become very popular. But amongst the most fuel-efficient cars on Earth are compressed natural gas vehicles. Why is there so much resistance in that?
Money! The current, you know what moves things? Money. Just, what did they say? Remember, you're young, you can't remember when Richard Nixon had to leave office. And the reporters for the Washington Post led every article with the phrase, follow the money. That's what you need to do. When banking reform doesn't happen, follow the money. When health reform doesn't happen, follow the money. When politics doesn't adopt change, follow the money. That's why we don't have an energy policy. Big oil doesn't want an energy policy. They want business as the same. You say, well, how are they helped by oil drilling in Saudi Arabia? Who do you think owns the oil wells in Saudi Arabia? Exxon drills, Mobil drills, Chevron drills. Look, when I ran for governor of Louisiana, the biggest oil and natural gas producing, I didn't take money from oil. I didn't take money from chemistry, from chemicals. I didn't take PAC money. That's what we need now. LNG, natural gas, clean, but it's going to require a different delivery system. It's going to require the market to work. And some of these entrenched companies are making a fortune on the status quo. They delay change as long as they can. But you know, global warming, the pollutants that we put in the air, this is a global problem. And we need to address it in America. We've made a lot of progress. But the next step, hear me, is natural gas. It's 20% the carbon footprint, 20% the carbon footprint of oil. Natural gas, it'll come.
So moving on, you just talked about follow the money whenever to see how things move. That leads me to my next question, which is from Vince Colella in Chicago, Illinois.
All right.
He asks, most candidates, make a passing reference to tort reform and to term limits when they're running for president. And yet once they either become the nominee or become president, those issues usually go away. Do you have any specific thoughts on tort reform and term limits?
Both. And I've been very clear in my campaign. I'd love to get on a debate. I'd be the only son of a gun there talking real stuff. Let's take term limits. I introduced the first bill in 1981. I was a member of Congress. I was a little freshman, a little baby. Member of Congress. Tip O'Neill laughed at me, the Democrat. I said, oh, buddy, you can't do that. You're doing it to your own party. I said, no, I'm doing it for my own country. We need reform. We need to start with the money, then go into term limits, and then we need to go into reapportionment. You know it's not done fairly. Well, we ought to have a totally different system on how to do that. I concentrate on the money, because if we don't separate the special interest checks and the lobbyist money, we'll never get the other things done. But I mentioned term limits and campaign finance. Every speech I give, 6 times a day, every interview I give, 3 times a day, because I know what America needs. It needs leadership that is clean. It needs average, plain people at the front of the line. I'll paraphrase a speech given by a great Republican president, Theodore Roosevelt. He gave it 100 years ago this month, 1911. He asked the Republican Party, are we going to be the party of privilege and Wall Street? Or are we going to be the party of plain people who build a great nation? That's my question. And I ask it to every Republican. I know where President Obama stands. Let me give a speech. $1 billion from the special interest. He's gone. You're not going to get any change. But look at the Republicans. They're new, got new ideas, don't they? No, they don't. Every one of them has a super PAC. Every one of them is hiding where they get their money. Every one of them has gone to Wall Street to have a fundraiser. I'm the only guy running for president at $100 limit, no PACs, no super PACs, and not one fundraiser. Not one. I am dependent on 1 million Americans watching this show and saying, wow, I'm going to get on BuddyRoemer.com. I'm going to stand up in his army, and we're going to overturn the corruption. That's what it's about. It's like we've said, follow the money. Mine's pretty easy to follow. Every name has been published. My average contribution is $60.45. I need 1 million people. If I get $60 million in the Republican primary, they can't beat me. And when I face Mr. Obama in a classy debate talking about jobs, foreign policy, addiction to foreign oil, small business development, immigration, science and research, when we talk about these things, America will know right where this nation stands. And you know what I need then? I need 5 million Americans and $60 each. That's $300